What's up YouTube, how you doing? This is Mr. Tybox123 and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my full review of this, the Oppo Find 5. So here we are guys, just a couple of weeks after my unboxing and first look at the beautiful Oppo Find 5, and in fact right from that unboxing this phone really has just oozed premium quality. And in fact if you go back and take a look at that video, you'll see that even the box is an absolutely fantastic box that just gives you a really nice kind of premium feel right from the get-go. Now the phone itself, one of the fantastic things about this phone, especially for those in the UK and maybe even Europe, is the price. Now, from the website opposstyle.com, you can actually pick this up for $499, which in the US is fairly standard for a phone of this quality, if not just very slightly cheaper than the competition. But here in the UK, that actually equates at the current exchange rate to about £330, in fact slightly less. So compared to something like an iPhone 5 or an HTC One or a Galaxy S4 at around the £500 to £600 mark, you really are getting fantastic value with the Oppo Find 5. And it doesn't stop there. From the build quality right the way through to the actual screen and the usability and the battery performance of this phone, I've been absolutely overwhelmed with the overall quality of this device and the performance. Now let's start off with the actual build quality and the design. This phone is awesome. It feels awesome right from the minute you get it out of the box. It just oozes absolute quality. It's actually got a complete steel chassis, which gives it a nice kind of bulky sort of heavy feel in the hand, but the phone isn't big in any way whatsoever. It fits perfectly alongside most of the other phones on the smartphone market today in terms of dimensions. But the actual casing is made out of a really beautiful polycarbonate material that feels very, very nice in the hand, and alongside that extremely hard-wearing steel chassis, the build quality of this phone is absolutely fantastic. Now take a little tour around. We've got the power button on the left-hand side, which is slightly strange when you compare it to most of the Samsung phones out there today, and then we've got the volume rocker on the right-hand side, so a little bit back to front. The headphone socket is on the top of the phone. I personally prefer it there, but a lot of people prefer it on the bottom. And then on the bottom, we've got the micro USB socket in order to charge and sync. Now on the front, we've got this beautiful 5-inch IPS display, which is fantastically bright, fantastically accurate, and more to the point, 441 ppi with a full 1080p resolution. And it is a beautiful, beautiful display with incredible viewing angles and fantastic brightness. On the back, we've got a 13 megapixel camera full of options and also features, one of them being the ability to take full HDR video and photos that actually come out extremely well. Now the photos, kind of average really for a smartphone, nothing exceptional, but definitely not bad in any way. And the video pretty much the same, but I like that facility to have the HDR video. In terms of the front-facing camera, very, very impressed with the 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera. In terms of photos and video, they both came out extremely well. Now in terms of performance, this is by no means any slouch. With the Snapdragon quad-core processor and the Adreno 320 GPU, this thing absolutely flies. Gets fantastic points and marks on Geekbench and also a lot of the other benchmarking tools. On Geekbench alone, it came out around the 2000 mark most of the time, sometimes slightly below, sometimes slightly above, but a fantastic score for any smartphone to get. Now in terms of the true performance of the phone, I found it to be absolutely fantastic. Definitely one of the most responsive phones I've ever used. Now the software buttons along the bottom of the display, there's 3 of them. We've got a back button, a home button and also an option button, and that gives extremely nice sensitivity and feedback when you're actually pressing them, and they work fantastically well. I've also found that the screen is extremely responsive in terms of your touchiness around the screen, and everything about this just really does scream speed. Now in terms of the operating system, it comes with 4.1.1 and we will get some updates I'm sure in the future to 4.2.1 or maybe even 4.3. And in fact, one of the best things about this phone is the updates it gets. Oppo have built up a fantastic community online, and this even comes installed with their Oppo Forums application, and that enables you to go in and check out all the posts that people are making, and it really does seem that they're trying to push the boundaries of the software on the phone as much as possible with regular updates, which actually is very, very nice to receive those regular updates and get those kind of constant changes going on. Now, in fact, one of the updates I actually got just yesterday, which is a brand new update to the Oppo Find 5, and actually put on a whole bunch of fixes and a couple of new features. And there was one just a few weeks before that which added a whole bunch of new features as well as just a couple of bug fixes. So extremely nice that they've got that community, extremely nice that it gets regular updates, and the operating system itself is coated with a skin that they've put on themselves. Now, it may not be to everyone's taste. The icons are quite different to most things that you will have used before, along with the widgets. I quite like it, and a lot of the inbuilt applications they've really done a nice job with. I like the calendar application, the flashlight application, the calculator. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there, including a really fantastic file management tool which works very, very well and is nice for them to include. In the notification bar, they've also included a whole load of quick toggles as well, enabling you to turn on and off certain hardware functionality on the phone. And again, I think that's a nice touch by Oppo that they've not just decided to change the look and feel, but actually improve Android over and above what you would typically get out of the box. Now, in terms of battery life, this comes with a non-removable 2,500 milliamp hour battery, which is absolutely fantastic and really does last the entire day, even for a heavy user like myself. So they've done a great job there with the battery life. Now, there's no removable SD card for this phone, so you are stuck with the 16GB or 32GB if you want to pay the extra $70 version of this phone. And in fact, you can actually get a black version of the phone as well. Now, my overall opinion, I think this phone is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, especially for those who live in the UK or maybe even Europe, depending on the exchange rate, for £327, which is what it equates to at the moment, this is an absolute bargain. It keeps up perfectly with all of the other top smartphones on the market today. And in fact, I think apart from the HTC One, this is definitely the best build quality phone on the market today. Like I said, just slightly pipped by the HTC One, but still absolutely oozes quality right the way through. The screen, the performance, the operating system, absolutely everything about this phone really does feel premium, and I've kind of fallen in love with it. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this review. Please do check out Oppo's website. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya.